Did you say you have one lens only? You're in the right place. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thomas Love here from Lake Como, Italy, where today we are running a second test for the image stabilization of our Leica Q2. Why is that? I ran the very first test when I was still in Vancouver, and so if you missed it, find the link up here. But then some of you reached out saying, why don't you show us the zoom in so we can evaluate the sharpness of the picture. So I went out today and found other two different spots with two different fountains and tried different shutter speed, 0.3, 0.6 seconds, 1 second, 1.5 to 2.5, so on and so forth, for you to evaluate and see up to what point the image stabilization inside the camera is helping us. So in the very first instance, I was convinced it was an IBIS, while it's not. The Leica has an OIS, meaning optical image stabilization, meaning the lens is compensating for the movement. So if you're using it on the tripod, switch it off because you will get image degradation, because the lens will be hunting for movement. While if you're using it handheld, it will kick in when you go lower than 1/60th of a second. So let's see together the different trials I did today. We're moving toward Piazza Cavour, which is the main square facing the lake in Como city center, where we have this fountain, and I tested different shutter speeds. So I mounted an ND filter, ND1000 on my Leica Q2. The ISO is 50 because I don't want to give it any boost, because we need to go with a longer shutter speed, and so I'm also adjusting the f aperture in order to have an impact on the shutter speed. So now we are at 0.4 second. As you can see, it is very sharp. Definition is very good. Now we're moving toward 0.6 seconds. It's still good and sharp. I would use that picture, of course. 1 second, it's still good. Now we're also increasing the f aperture, meaning a higher number, we have more depth of field. So this is also why you see the picture quality improving the more we go with longer shutter speeds. This is 1.3 seconds. It's still very good. I would use this picture. And then 1.6. Now it will start having problem. But I mean, if you're going around with your EDC handheld and you don't have a tripod, you will never use it with that long of a shutter speed. Here we're having 2 seconds, it's blurry. I gave a try also with 2.5, 3 and 4 seconds just for the sake of showing you, but as a conclusion I would say that up to 1.3 seconds you're having good results. Now we're moving toward the second location, which is this other fountain at the end of the promenade, and this is Villa Geno is called, and people go seeking refreshment from the warm Italian summer because you cannot dive in the lake. But anyway, I tried with 1 second f4 and this is still a good definition. It's sharp enough, the picture is good. Now the computer is taking a bit of time when you move it, so it's not blurry, it's not out of focus, it's that the computer is taking a bit of time to readjust because it's a heavy picture. So this is still a good picture. So here too, up to 1 second, it's a picture I would use. And then 1.3 here, probably I was not as steady as I was before because this is not sharp. And of course, you're having motion blur because your subjects are not paid to be still, and so if they move, you will have motion blur. So that's what I was saying. If you are using the image stabilization for street photography, also keep in mind that you're having motion blur, so unless it's an effort you want to have, you will never go that long with the shutter speed. So 1.6 here, again, is not sharp. So let me know, what do you think about these examples? So that was it for today. What do you think? Until what shutter speed the camera is still good and the end results are still usable? I think that overall, up to 1 second, the sharpness of the photos is still more than enough if you want to have a printout or if you're using them on your Instagram. While if you go longer than that, 1.3 seconds, you really need to be very steady with the hands. And so in certain examples, I had the chance to be very steady, in others not. So as a general rule, it doesn't apply. 1.6 and then 2 seconds, it's definitely too much of a challenge to be that steady, especially because then after you shoot the picture, the camera will take a little bit of time still for the noise reduction. So let me know down here in the comments, what do you think? If you liked the video, if you got any value out of it, please remember to like it, share it on your social media, subscribe to the channel so you won't miss the new videos to come. And I guess I will see you later. Thank you. Bye.